going to look into finding datums on a piece of a milled block. So if you were doing a toolmaker's clamp, you would work on this to be able to drill your holes. A datum is a reference position. So the first one we're going to look at is an edge datum. We've got a wobble bar placed in the Jacobs chuck, and what we're going to do is we're going to, this face here, we're going to take bring the wobble bar, turn the wobble bar on and bring it up to this face. This is going to be our edge datum. And what we want to do is find the centre of this Jacobs chuck onto this edge datum here. So we're going to close the guards up. We want the wobble bar running at 1000 RPM. So we'll turn it on. And we'll just make sure that the speed is running 1000. Okay, there we go. Once we've got that, we're working on the y-axis. So I'm going to make sure my lock is off and bring the y-axis in slowly. So what will happen is the wobble bar will slowly go true. So we're getting there. Once it's just past the true, it just kicks off slightly. What I'm now going to do is just zero my y-axis on the digital readout. Once I've got that zero, I need to make sure that that is referenced correctly. If we don't check it again, it could be wrong. So I'll go back out, allow the wobble bar to wobble again, and I'll move back in. And I'm focusing on the wobble bar rather than the digital readout. I'm just moving slowly again until it goes true. And then it will slowly but surely flick off. Okay, so it's just flicked off. So now if we look at the digital readout, we can see that it was also running at 0 again, which means both times were consistent. Now, if you don't get 0, you can go up to 0.01 to 0.02 out. But if you can get 0 both times, that's the best you can do. We're going to just pull. I'm just going to turn this off now. So keeping my Y at 0. Open the guard out. Now at this point I don't need the wobble bar anymore because we've done the referencing onto the datum. So I'm going to take the wobble bar out. Now this end piece we need to measure because at the moment we're sat away from the datum line. So if we get a micrometer, we're just going to measure the width of the wobble bar. So I measure it. It measures 5 millimetres. So that 5 millimetre wobble bar at the moment is sitting out the side. So if we look at the diagram, we have our part and the wobble bar that we've just kicked off and made sure that that is perfectly both times on our datum edge. But at the moment, it's not quite together. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this centre of this in, and what we do there is we've got the 5 millimetre, we're going to half it, so the half wobble bar is 2.5. So we go to our y-axis, making sure you go the correct direction, you move it in to 2.5. Okay. Once we've done that, we then zero the Y off. Okay. That will find an edge datum. But sometimes you want to find the centre of the job. So what we'll do, so we want to find the centre of this block. So at the moment, the centre of this here, of the Jacobs chuck, so the whole spindle of the machine, is sitting on our edge datum, but we want to move it into the middle. So what we can do is we can measure our our block, which measures 24.96. So we'll half that. We'll go to here, half the part, which is 12.48. And that will find the centre of the block. So this block here is 24.96. Okay, so by moving this in, 12.48, okay, I missed that. I'm going to go back again. Get rid of the backlash. 12.48. Then I'm going to zero it off. Okay, so now the centre of my block spindle is in the centre of my block, this way. And what I can then do, whenever I go to manufacture now, so if I'm drilling, I would put a centre drill in, I would just do a very small mark, and then use my rule to check that all of that setup is correct. Don't just take for granted that is correct, it should be, but always double check.